All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt. I'm Jimmy. We have two other guys. And thank you for coming back to the show. We are excited to be here. We haven't done a show in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
So looking forward to. We got thanks to our sponsor, Backswing, for providing us the booze for the show.
Yes.
Especially with Husker football, you got to drink the booze because you know how we've been lately. But we also have a lot going on with Nebraska Sports right now, including our very own Omaha Mavericks, hockey, basketball. You got softball and baseball that just started as well. Same with the Huskers. You got basketball going on, beach volleyball. You got baseball, softball, men's and women's basketball, and then you also have coming up right around the corner. We have football, spring football.
Spring. Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting. But another thing that's going on right now is Supernova volleyball. So here in Omaha. So there's just a lot going on in the state of Nebraska. They got state basketball going on right now. It's just a busy time. Very, very busy time of year for sports. Exciting time. And Little League baseball, among other baseball, is coming around too. So high school baseball is very good here in Nebraska. So really looking forward to this time of year.
Well, I heard somebody on the radio talking about this is kind of a lull right now before the basketball tournament starts, and I'm like, not really.
No.
I mean, it's not like mid-July where there's just baseball.
Yeah.
Just Major League Baseball. So there's a lot going on. It's fun. UNO's doing well. You talk about UNO.
Yeah, UNO hockey. So last weekend, and the playing Colorado College, he was ranked number 10, and with being number 10, that was going to be a pretty tough series with them. They just swept North Dakota, who North Dakota won the Penrose Cup for the NCHC. That's the leader who wins the conference outright as far as points go.
CC beat them 4 times.
CC swept them twice, and so
they won in overtime both games at North Dakota.
Yeah, so that's pretty big. And so coming to Omaha, we know Omaha plays really good hockey. When they play the way they should, they're a very hard team to beat. They can stick with anybody in the country, not just teams within their own conference. So I was excited to see them play really well against a good Colorado College team. 3-0 the first night. Then they go to a shootout in the second game. Both goalies played just on top of their heads in that second game, and they end up going into a shootout. Get the W.
Yeah, that was a great weekend, and I saw some comments both after Friday night and after last night about the wins over Miami that were kind of blew a 2-goal lead on Friday and ended up scoring just under a minute left to win that one, and then barely win last night as well. It's kind of getting down to crunch time. They still were able to pull out 2 regulation wins. I don't care who it is. Miami's not very good. But it's kind of a trap weekend. You're supposed to win those games. It's on the road, right before a big matchup, of course, North Dakota, and see where things shake out. Seeding wise.
Well,
they got it done.
They're not the only team in the conference that has struggled with Miami. Miami's taking some other teams to overtime. Miami's taking teams down to the wire. Miami's a big physical team. They're skill-wise not the best, but
it's kind of funny because they used to be the opposite. Yes. They used to be kind of a smaller, more skilled team. I think they were better when they were like that.
Yeah, so again, you get 6 points on the weekend, 11 points
on the road.
You get 11 points out of possible 12 points the last 2 weekends.
Yeah,
that's huge. Down the stretch.
Place in the conference.
One more home series next weekend against North Dakota. We do have a whiteout next Saturday, so if anyone's planning on going to the game Friday and/or Saturday, definitely come out cheer on the Mavericks. It's the last home weekend. I believe it's going to be senior night because it's their last home weekend. So
probably they would have to. I mean, at this point, it looks like they might play Colorado College in the next round.
Yeah.
Or in the first round of the playoffs. It just depends on if they'll be at home or away.
Yeah, we'll see. And we split with North Dakota. This last time we played them as well.
Yeah, up there.
I think anything is possible here going against CC, North Dakota, Western Michigan. Whoever we got to play coming next, I think is going to be totally worth it. Again, this team is solid. They have a really good coach. Yeah, that's a fantastic coach. Their entire coaching staff as well. They've also, to me, their defense is probably their weak link within the team. But the defense has gotten better in the second half of the season compared to the first half. I think they're playing together better. Plus, you have guys like Zach Ertl. You got Mueller on the team. You got guys like Mancini on D, along with um, Jacob Gavin's out there. We have some solid players, and Lukey, Tanner Lukey is a stud. I mean, that kid's a freshman. I just hope we can hold on to him for one more year before he was pro.
That's it. Well, or portal. You never know.
I don't see him leaving. I think he'll stay for a couple of years.
College hockey could be almost more of a trickier one than football. I mean, or at least the same. Like they got starting quarterbacks from Ohio State that are transferring, but
yeah,
I could see anybody really transferring.
Yeah, that's true. And
it just depends on where they're from. The kid's from Minnesota or something, and he knows people there that he could get some NIL deals with.
Yeah,
he might just go back to any school. If the opportunity comes up, you just never know.
True. But I really see this team. It's evolved throughout the year. I think they're playing together better. Their passing is more crisp. They're not making just dumb, wild passes throughout the entire game. They're making smarter decisions as they go up ice, making smarter decisions for the most part on the defensive side of the puck as well. And they're getting great goaltending from Simon Lukosi as well, which is really helpful.
That's one thing I can say. You don't know if they've been pretty good goaltending over the years.
Mm-hmm.
That's really kept them decent.
Yeah.
If their teams, having it down here. The goalies have been pretty good for a number of years.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we go back to this weekend. Really, I think the games were close, but UNO dominated both games.
Yeah.
I mean, they controlled the puck, controlled the zone, had more shots. They won on faceoffs. They, although they weren't the more physical team, I think they still were right there with hits, time of possession. Like everything was in their favor. They just needed to score, and it just took them a while to get to the scoring. And once they did, they go 3-1 on Friday night, and then they give up a power play goal, and another goal that was kind of weak. And then you're looking at 3-3. They score under a minute left in the third period to win it, thanks to Zach Ertl, the hell of a good shot. But again, probably shouldn't have got to that point. Right. So you go up 2 goals. They didn't go up by 2 goals to the third period. So power play, Dave, the power play. I was just going to get to that. Their power play has really struggled. I think not just this year, but probably the last 3, 4, 5 years has been really bad.
It has.
It has been a little bit better second half, but their penalty kill. I think they get more shots on the PK than they on the power play. And they might have more shorties than they do power play goals this year.
That always kind of blows my mind, but it is. It's like, I played hockey, so when you're on the PK, it's just like so much more attention to detail, I guess. Like you have to stick in your spots and know what you're doing. On the power play, you do too, but it seems a little bit more like, okay, we can kind of take our time, set it up. If you got to be where you are. You're in trouble. So.
Yeah, on the power play, you get a little bit out of position. It might not hurt you because you have an extra guy on the ice or someone else backfills you. But I feel like when they're on the penalty kill, yes, a lot more attention to detail. And they almost are looking to read the play. What's that next play that offense is going to do? What you need to do. And I feel like that's why they're getting so many turnovers, getting so many shorthanded chances, because they're anticipating and they're not just sitting back when they anticipate and know what's coming. They're going after the puck and getting the steals and making a rush up ice. And
well, I don't know who their special teams coach is, but they must be more defensive minded.
Very much so. Yeah.
Which, I guess if you have to choose between the two.
Yeah.
I play defense, so I choose defense.
Yeah.
I like to score too.
But, Matt Miller's had a hell of a year. Really struggled in the first half, and he's done much better in the second half. He's out there with Ertl most of the time now, and I think that's really helped him a lot. You got guys like Slipping, obviously Noah Sullivan is out there. Randall's had a great second half, which he really struggled in the first half too. His second half has been fantastic. And then you also look at Brock Bremer. Brock Bremer and Sullivan, those guys, when they're out there, they hound you. You don't get to move once you get the puck because they're right on you. And
they're small guys, but they're all over.
And Sullivan's not one of the best players on the team, but he has the biggest heart. He has the best hustle, and he's going to get in the dirty areas and win the puck.
Win face-offs.
And his face-offs. Him and Ty Mueller are 2 of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And so they have that going for them too. There's a lot of bright spots on this team, and I hope it carries into next weekend. And this is, again, you get 11 out of 12 points. back-to-back weekends. I think right now we jumped Western Michigan because they just got swept. So I think that gives us an opportunity to jump. That we did just jump them in the standings.
Right, but not in the pairwise, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I think
Terrible ranking system.
Yeah, it's stupid. Again, we take down CC. It was number 10. We were number 18 or 19 at the time.
Yeah.
And pairwise, we didn't move. We moved one spot maybe, and they moved down one.
I mean, after Friday night, it looked like we were 15th, and then we were 17th. Like, you can't win.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's going to be winners and losers on both sides, but if you look at records, I know we're 5th in the conference. I get that, but with the records that we have, I said this. I was like, if that's North Dakota, they were in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
If that's Minnesota, if it's Boston or BC,
yep.
They're in the top 10.
Yeah, I think that goes, and that's just not Omaha. I think there's a lot of teams that are in a similar situation with their record. It's like, well, what's the difference? They look at strength of schedule, but again, it's the same with football. Like, what is strength of schedule?
Right, when you're in one of the better redress conferences.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of talk about.
And you lost. Yeah. And the teams that you've beaten are ahead of you. It doesn't make sense.
Yep. So, but again, I think hell of a good season. I'm excited for next weekend. I'm going Saturday night.
I just want them to get a chance to. I just want them to get in the tournament because I think if they do, they can win too.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
I've said that before, and then they're kind of beat up, but
yeah,
it's veteran group.
What we can't have is, and what's different from what's different from last year is last year in our last like 3 series, I think we won maybe one game in regulation and one game in maybe overtime or shootout, and then we lost. We got swept 2 weekends in a row before
to the finish line.
Yeah, before going into our final homestand with North Dakota was the best of 3.
Right, because we got the host.
And we lost 2 out of 3, and so
they won Friday and lost.
We have more momentum. And so I hope that helps carry them into this next week against North Dakota. Again, a good team. We've split with them once. I really hope we come back home, get the home crowd. We have one of the top 4 attendance records for college hockey. So really hope the crowd shows up.
They'll be green there, but they've been selling out there, so keep them out.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be impossible, but
absolutely hate North Dakota fans too. They're the most obnoxious people, especially when they come home.
I was talking to some folks. They came into my work the other day, and they both had hockey shirts on. And I was like, obviously, you guys are big fans, and I was like, so am I. And they were pretty knowledgeable, and they were like, we obviously we're pretty big fans, but if UNO loses, as long as North Dakota doesn't win, I don't care.
Yeah.
And the lady said, she was like, I have a coworker that's from Grand Forks, and oh my gosh, she just makes my life miserable. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
And people give Nebraska fans and people in Omaha a hard time, like, oh, there's nothing else to do. Literally in Grand Forks, there is nothing else to do. Like, that is their pro team. Kind of like Husker football when it comes to football. That is their pro sport. And they sell out. They do a lot of giveaways. Like,
arena's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like Memorial Stadium.
They were doing something last night. It's like, oh, if you do this, you enter to win for like an iPad and this. I'm like, holy crap, that's awesome. Like, good for them. Like, I think that's fantastic for the sport. Just when you come to Omaha, don't be dicks like you are every time. Like, you are just obnoxious. Like, just enjoy the game and be friendly. Like CC last weekend, man. When I went to the game on Saturday, the CC fans, best fans ever. It's funny. I talked to 2 guys that were probably mid-20s, and we're all walking the same direction. And I was like, man, it's good to see like Colorado college fans here because you guys haven't been showing up for a while. And they're like, well, we have something to cheer about this year. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you guys have a great goaltending. You guys have really picked it up this year. And one of the guys goes, well, we really came to Omaha, to see a sweep, but now we're just hoping to split. And I'm like, good luck with the split. We're probably going to sweep you. And he's like, yeah, you're probably right. But I actually talked to the house mom in Bearco when he played for Lincoln Stars.
Oh, that's cool.
She was in linebacker, and so we talked for a little while. And I'm like, he's a fantastic goaltender. Really is probably the best in the conference. And but it was good to see. You're not going to get that with North Dakota fans. No. You want to have that type of chit chat.
We did that last year with Duluth.
Yeah,
I feel like there was absolutely guys that sat behind us.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah. But I feel like I talked to probably like
in front of us, but
once you get to, if you don't know, I like to talk to like 30 people. Probably about 30 CC fans at the game. I just couldn't shut up. I just kept talking to them. All of them were great people. I'm like, this is great. Like, come back anytime. But so,
No, that's cool.
but so let's see how
North
we
Dakota,
let's see how we finish out the season. Against North Dakota at home next weekend. Get your tickets over at Ticketmaster to come see your Mavericks play some hockey. Last home series, whiteout on Saturday. If you're going Saturday, I'll be there. We know Dan's going to be there as well. I don't know about Jimmy and
I
Brian.
don't know yet.
I got tickets, so I'll be there. All right. What should we talk about next? Baseball. Baseball's kind of a short subject. We can talk about that.
Okay.
We don't have much football today. We'll hit on that real quick before we go into basketball, because basketball's kind of in the prime with our last home game today, before going to the Big Ten tournament, before going to the NCAA tournament, hopefully. So let's talk about baseball. So baseball, I actually haven't seen much on UNO baseball yet, to be honest, which I'm kind of ashamed of that. I haven't been paying attention, but I know they're playing too. But Nebraska's been down south. They're in I think South Carolina right now.
Sorry, I'm just checking if they got out of the 7th. It's tied 3-3.
Okay. They're in the desert. They had to change this series from a 4-game to a 3-game due to some weather on Friday. So they pushed to a 3-game series instead of 4 games. But they won the first 2, so they're in the third game today.
They were down 5-1 on the first game.
And it won 6-5.
And they won 6-5, and then they were down. They were down last night too. Yesterday afternoon.
But people, there's just a couple people I saw really upset, like, "Oh, this is unacceptable." I'm like, it's the very beginning of the year,
and that team was undefeated before. I don't know who they played, but they were undefeated. And I don't know. So far to start the season, they beat Baylor first game.
Yep.
They could have or should have beat Texas Tech, and then they should have beat.
It should have beat Oklahoma.
It should have beat Oklahoma 100%.
And
Garrett Ingram, his mom, is a customer.
Yeah.
And I went to their house the day after that game, and she was like, they should have won. She was so mad.
Gosh, that's funny.
So, anyway, that was kind of fun.
But Nebraska,
they're pretty excited about the season.
They got a good team. I think they're going to be successful this year. Excited to see what happens when they get to Big Ten play. They played well in the Big Ten last year. I think they probably, if you were to ask Coach Bolt, he'd probably say, we didn't perform the way we should have. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think they got some new ballers this year. They got some new pitching. They have some great. Their infield is fantastic. I'm excited to see what the team can do this year.
Okay, so they were at Grand Canyon. Did they lose one of those? They lost one of those games, didn't they?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe one of them. But
that's all right. It is early, and they're just getting things figured out.
And you got to think too. You're playing teams in Arizona and Texas and Oklahoma, and he was not practicing year round. They've been probably outside for at least a month before Nebraska was even practicing. Actual games.
So, I'm sure
game drills. So
indoors, but
you get a little bit more outdoor time. You get more practice year round. So you got to take that into account too. But anyways, I think baseball's gonna be fun. And speaking of baseball, so we have the spring game for football, April 27th. So your 2 average guys and producer Brian will be there. Very excited to go. We're also looking at maybe going to the baseball game afterwards. I know for sure I'm gonna have 2 tickets. So we'll try to figure out the third ticket. So we'll get going on that. I think that'd be a fun day. Kind of hang out down in Lincoln, get to meet some of our closest friends, the 2 average guys followers, Cornhusker Nation followers. So we'll be down there, figure out what we're gonna do. We'll get some more information. So cool. Take quick gander on football here. We got 18 minutes left for the show. Football, again, not a lot of noise right now. I think they've been doing. We got a lot of recruits coming in, a lot of 4-star guys come to visit here shortly. So that's
it's
promising.
been a little quiet, but it's kind of that time.
It's kind of a dead period, yeah. But getting some visitors, some high caliber, at least stars, come to visit the campus. So there's a lot to be said about what's happening right now with Nebraska football. I think they're going to be a team that's going to. You got to watch out. I mean, we got a couple new wide receivers. We got a quarterback that is a very proven high school quarterback coming in as a 5-star with the Iola. Excited to see what we can do with the new talent that's joined the team and the current talent we had on the team.
And maybe this is a good thing, and maybe it's not. But with the way of the portal these last few years, it seems like every year we have, especially at like skill positions, we have like a completely different group every year. Not completely different, but it's like all of our wide receivers are new this year, or we got a new quarterback, and a couple of running backs that played last year that were hurt, and we're really excited about them. But it just seems like every year it's like, all right, what do we got this year? We have a quarter transfer. We had two transfer quarterbacks come in 2 years ago. Last year we had a transfer quarterback come in. There's a new quarterback every year, so it's like the excitement's there, but you never really know.
And back-to-back years, our top receivers were transfers, Tourette and then Palmer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it just seems like at the skill positions, it's always like a new line of guys, and let's see what happens. But it's not necessarily a good thing. But I've grown to like a lot of those guys, so it's hard to say.
I think it's going to be the norm moving forward, though. Like that is the.
And it's probably like that everywhere.
You're going to live and die by the portal as a team, and I think it's kind of like baseball. When you're in the hunt for October, you're in the hunt for the World Series. You might be you're saying, hey, I'm going to take this guy. We're going to get him in and get him at the end of the year. And he's a free agent at the end of the year, but we're going to trade for him.
Right.
Get him, come on, help us win a World Series. And then maybe you're successful, maybe you're not. But then you got to decide at the end of the year, hey, does he stay? Does he go? What do we do? That's what football's going to turn into. Very similar in college, except they have to be there, obviously, at the beginning of the year. But it's almost like a loaner. Mm-hmm. You may have him for a year. If he's a senior, he's already gone, or a grad transfer. So it's recruiting at the right time, bringing in the guys at the right time. You get him as a sophomore, junior, maybe get him for 2 years, but create some consistency in the offense. It's hard to do that.
I don't necessarily want to do it at the quarterback position because,
that's a lot.
Obviously, so what happened? It appeared that Sims was going to be just great. And we all know that he wasn't. Yes. But it's just hard to kind of build around that. You bring in a fifth-year senior transfer quarterback, or even just a quarterback that's a senior for 1 year. And then maybe they're great, maybe they aren't, but then you still have to restart over again. So,
and maybe that should be the focus on Raiola and this team is not just bringing him in. He's going to be a freshman, true freshman. He's going to start. If anyone says anything else, then you're not paying attention. He's going to start. We paid money to have him come here. He's going to be our starter. 2, once that happens and you start seeing some more of these 4-star guys come and more, high caliber 3-star or even 5-star guys coming to campus, they're going to continue to keep coming. And when that happens, you're going to get these younger guys coming and filling in behind Dylan. And now he's got guys he's going to work with for 3-4 years, and they're not going to leave because you're going to have that winning formula moving forward. And you have a quarterback that you build that connectivity with. That's hard to leave. I can't imagine as a receiver, you have this great relationship and you're connected to this quarterback. You guys are hitting on all these strides, and then all of a sudden you leave. It's like, I got to get used to that somewhere else.
Right.
That'd be hard.
Unless you're not playing, and then you're not, then it's not a big deal anyway.
Yeah.
They must still lose.
Yeah. Well, and if you're not playing, you probably aren't getting first team snaps.
Yeah. So you look at going where somewhere else anyway.
So again, NIL and the portal is and many coaches have been very vocal about this, and I think it's good that they are because it tells you what the challenges are. There was another coach that came out, and I don't even remember. It was a new coach that went to a new school. He goes, all these coaches that are bitching and whining about the portal and NIL, just do your job. It hasn't changed. Recruiting hasn't changed. I'm like, dude, you must be new to coaching because there's no way that's true. Yeah. You're looking at a 3rd-string running back at Michigan State, I think, that said, hey, I want $100,000 or I'm leaving. Dude, you're a 3rd-string running back. You saw like 5 snaps last year, and you want $100,000 for what? I ain't gonna keep you. Adios, muchacho.
I was gonna say, those guys
hit the road.
Those guys, they're only getting like $600 to be in the new video game,
and they get the game.
Yeah. That's cool, but it's not really getting you anywhere. 100,000 for 3rd stringer though. That'd be nice. Yeah. I'll take $100,000.
But the whole there's people that are arguing about the whole EA Sports thing, like they're not paying them enough money. You can't pay royalties for a game. There's no way you can log that. It's impossible. There's also, you get $600. The original deal was $500. They turned it down. Then they say, hey, $600 and we'll give you the game. And now all these kids are like, all right, we're in. Dude, it's $600 to be in a video game. How would you? Every time you played a video game, you created a player. What's the name on the back of the jersey? It's your last name, because you want to be in a video game. You want that to be you being showing success in the video game. And I don't know why players would balk at that. It's $600 and you get a free copy of the game, and you're in it.
Yeah,
and you get your choice between Xbox and PlayStation.
I always thought that
what else could you want?
I always thought that was pretty funny because they would obviously make the players, at least the skill position players, similar to the real
attributes and looks and
I mean you get a crouch on, and they're just fast as hell. It's awesome. But so I get that, but who wouldn't want to be in? I mean, those guys had to love, like, dude, I'm playing myself right. Like, I'm playing as myself right.
And who do we got to be mad at about all this? A guy that played basketball at Creighton. You knew that, right?
Who was it? I can't remember.
I don't remember him either. No one remembers. The only reason why he's memorable is because he's the one who sued. It's like, dude, you were in a video game.
That's wild.
Man. But
it'd be nice.
Again, but that's NIL. That is, I'm gonna pay you because you're in a video game. We're using your name, we're using your image, we're using your likeness, your attributes to put you in a video game. We're gonna pay you for that. Okay, great. I'm gonna give you a private jet.
Yeah. What is that? Is that the is it Ole Miss or Mississippi State?
I stopped paying attention once I saw it. I don't care who it is.
I can't remember who it was.
I don't care who it is. It is out of control because it's not about name, image, and likeness. It is not. You're not getting paid. You're not getting deals because of your name, your image, and your likeness. Name, image, and likeness had to do with jersey sales, had to do with camps, had to do with autograph signings. That's what the whole problem was in the first place. Now you got all these companies coming in and saying, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do this for you, we're going to pay you this, pay you that. I mean, they said Caleb Williams made like $10 million in 2 years. What the hell?
Well, it's so funny because it was so regulated that you couldn't just go sign an autograph for $5. That was wrong.
Johnny Manziel made $200.
They just skipped over that part and went the complete opposite way to where they're giving people private jets.
It's because they're buying Ferraris, they're buying these expensive cars, Rolls Royces. Like it's gotten to that point, and some people love it. Some people think it's great, but that is not NIL. That is free agency. You have turned it into a pro style football game where you're getting endorsements, you're getting paid to play. You're not getting paid based on your name, image, and likeness. Two very different things. Now, I hate it, but it's not going to go away. I think we talked about it. Is it sustainable? Talked about it on the last show, I think. And I don't know. I don't know if it is. At some point,
it's pretty long.
People are like, well, the colleges aren't paying. Bullshit. You know the colleges are ponying up.
I mean,
it's not just boosters.
I mean, I know I could give $20 to 1890 that get dispersed out.
But it's not just boosters that are doing these things. It's the school. The school is totally involved in this. And if you say any different, then you're probably not paying close enough attention. This has been going on for years. People have been paid under the table for years. Teams have been paying. We had the McDonald's bag scandal with Tennessee. Tennessee got in trouble again. Texas A&M issue with Jimbo when he was there. This was before now. He's like, no, we're not using that money for this. Yeah, you are. And you still suck. But
it was getting good players.
Yeah, they still suck because you're a horrible coach. But it's been going on for years. And everyone's like, oh, you didn't have a problem when it was under the table. No, we didn't care. It's under the table. Whatever.
No,
as long as we're winning.
It was probably better that way.
Yeah. And now I feel like some of it, for me, maybe it's a little bit like jealousy.
Well, yeah,
holy shit, like you're 18, 19, 20 years old and you're driving a car way better than mine. You have a shit ton more money than I do, and I've been working my entire life. And it's like I'm almost 40 years old, and you don't even have to go to work a day in your life.
I still think though that the under the table stuff was almost better because I'm sure there was some like, hey, we'll give you this X number of dollars if you come to my school.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah, because your family needs it.
Your family got a house. Your
family
has a car.
At the same time, there could be McDonald's bags full of cash for accomplishments. Like, hey, you won this big game. You're the USC quarterback, and you just beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame in a big game. Come into your locker, you got money waiting for you. That's for a win. That's for a performance, not just because you're the quarterback of said school, you get a private check.
Yeah.
Even though you haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Villanova makes however many millions of dollars he hasn't even played a snap.
It's just wild. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's wild. And
I'd rather have somebody earn it
Yeah.
than just get it because, I mean, I'm not saying they haven't earned it or how much they've worked to get to where they are, but
they
still
still
haven't played it
also
down
get
yet.
free books, free room and board, free everything to
Yeah.
go to school and get an education. And as much as I'm not a fan of Saban, and people say, "Oh, Saban, skirted the rules the entire time at Alabama." I mean, yeah, but he was under the table, right, just like everyone else. But he has a good point. This is not the same college football as it used to be. I honestly think that's why he retired.
Oh, for sure.
That's why he retired. That's why.
And he might not be bad as an ESPN. I mean, he'll probably be a little SEC bias.
He's boring as hell. He's boring,
but he could be all right. He could be like, nah, I'm not gonna say that.
If he's got a dude if he's a dude that's got a personality that just doesn't show very often, like he's got some moments where he'll say something like, "Dude, that was funny."
So that's what I mean.
He could be.
I hated Tom Brady when he played for the Patriots, and then when he went to the Bucs, I kind of started liking him. So I'm not saying I'm gonna like Saban, but
Yeah.
I also said I'd never like.
Yeah, but he made a good point in saying that essentially what we've said is these players aren't getting paid for name, image, and likeness. They're just getting money. And now it's not about an education at all. It's about how much money can I make wherever I go to school.
Right.
And if you're going to offer me the right amount of money, I'll go there. Or you have a deal around the corner with a Rolls Royce, I'll go there.
Well, yeah. How much money can you make? How many things can you get?
Yes. Yeah. What's in it for me? That takes away your team mentality. And
yeah. That's why
it's all about you.
That's why I kind of like the. Although we can talk about this for a second if you want. That's why I like the pipeline jerky. Like, it's the offensive line as a whole.
Yep.
You know? Did you see that?
It's really good jerky.
Did you see that 1890s doing jerky?
Yes.
I
saw a post. I saw a post and someone's like, "You son of a bitch! Like, how could you do this to pipeline? Because pipeline jerky's so good.
It's really good. I heard they're both good. I obviously haven't tried 1890, but I just thought that was interesting. Like, they could have done anything.
It's just bush league.
It kind of is.
It's undercutting a startup that's done really well and is directly connected to the university and the players.
Right.
And you're just going to cut underneath.
That's why I didn't understand what. Unless
that's sleazy is what it is.
Unless it makes both sides money.
But it shouldn't right now.
Well, let's get them both and taste test.
But why would you want to compete with a local company
that's already doing what you're trying to do?
And they've been doing it for over a year.
They're already doing what you're trying to do.
So why would you undercut them? Like, to me, that's sleazy and that's dirty. I don't like it.
I didn't like it at all when I saw it.
And again, I support the guys at Pipeline. For one, their jerky is fantastic. I bought it for Christmas presents.
Same.
Bought it for myself. Bought it for us.
I have a T-shirt.
We did a giveaway, and the guys are fantastic and they're easy to work with. And I thought that was really sleazy by Davison and whoever.
And it might not have been his.
He's running 1890.
I know, but
it's all him.
I guess he could have shut it down if he wanted to. So.
Or at least say, "Hey, Pipeline, we want to pull you into 1890." Like,
right.
Do something.
Why
do something like that.
Something like that.
Like, hey, we're gonna pull you into 1890 as a part of this.
Instead of you doing what you guys are doing and us doing this over here, we can do it together and make it better.
Boom.
We're marketing genius.
We all knew that. It just had to come out. We've been pushing you there.
Okay. Maybe someday.
But yeah, anyways, that's a good point. But yeah, so I mean, football's not that far away. I mean, we're in March already. The game's like 7 weeks away. Super pumped about the spring game. Really excited. We'll have more details as we get closer.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably be very basic with Dylan. But it'll be cool to see him.
Yeah. I mean, either way, just anytime get down to Lincoln, get down to a game, to the best stadium in the country. Have a good time with all of our 90,000 friends.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right, basketball. We got a little bit of time to talk about basketball. So, Nebraska basketball's got senior night tonight, PBA against Rutgers.
They got to win tonight. They got to beat Michigan.
We lost to Rutgers on the road. We really shouldn't have. Yeah. I think that was right after we lost to Iowa on the road, and we shouldn't have.
After we beat Purdue.
after we beat Purdue. So, what's funny about Big Ten basketball is Wisconsin really fell off.
I said Nebraska's in fourth. They got a double bye at this point.
Nebraska,
They got a double bye for the tourney at this point.
yeah, Nebraska beat Wisconsin. After that they lost like 5 of 6 or 6 of 7.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I lost yesterday, so that bumped Nebraska basketball forward.
Lost again yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Dang. So still got the double bye, even though we lost to Ohio State, who's been playing better with the new
They
coach.
have been. They beat Purdue with the new coach.
They did,
First
but
game with the new coach.
man, we let that game go. We would get within 2
I know.
points and we couldn't do anything.
I know. Agreed.
And it is interesting, Ross. What's up, buddy?
No, I know. Nobody can.
Look at the win-loss on the road. It's just horrible in the Big Ten.
The free throw differential for Nebraska on the road with it, like, it's insane. It was like 25-6.
Yeah.
In free throw attempts.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Unbelievable.
And
Who was it Maryland and Purdue maybe? There was another team that was complaining about the difference in free throws when they played Purdue at Purdue.
It was Maryland because the game went to overtime or almost went to overtime. The coach got ejected.
Wasn't it like 30 something to like 6?
Yeah, the coach got ejected.
Yes.
There was a foul called in overtime or whatever it was, and it looked like at that point the game was over. And he just went right as the foul was called. And I didn't really know because I hadn't watched the whole game. Every now and again, I'll turn a game on. Usually I turn Big Ten games on on the second TV. But it's on mute, so I'm just like, okay, it's a 5-point game. And then I'm like, 10-point game. And now it's a 2-point game. So I didn't know anything about that. And then I turned the volume on after the game was over, and they were like, oh, man. And they were talking about it. And I was like, it seems like the road teams are like almost have an impossible chance to win.
That's not just the Big Ten. Creighton played at St. John's. Did you watch any of that game? Man,
no, I just saw it.
One thing I'm going to say.
I saw some posts on Twitter about it.
Patino, the fact that he's a college basketball coach still is amazing.
It is.
Ridiculous. Because he really should not be coaching anymore. 2, he was on the court the entire game. And they're like, oh, Patino shines in his white suit at the game. Like, the guy looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous. And he's on the court the entire game and didn't call anything. And that's not the first time. When they played Shaka Smart, who's Marquette. When they played, was it Marquette? Shaka coaches. So when they played Marquette at Marquette, he was on the court the entire time, and Shireman actually ran into him. And he didn't have the ball.
Oh, that's right.
And they didn't call anything. But he was on the court the entire time.
He's
he was
a terrible
in the way of
person.
the pass.
He's a terrible person.
But they don't call anything. So, so again, it's not just the Big Ten. This is, and again, I don't get fired about basketball. I've watched like two whole games this year, and I've watched some here and there. But I've seen some of the worst officiating. St. John's was absolutely hammering Creighton every time they came down. The moving screens, the center that would come out and set the picks, he would throw his hip out and hip check the guys who came by for Creighton. They never called it. And it's not like he moved a little bit. He literally like threw his hip out like he was salsa dancing. It was ridiculous. And I'm watching the game. I'm getting pissed. I'm like, I don't care about Creighton. I really don't care. I don't care about basketball in general, but Creighton specifically, I just could care less. But they never called anything.
Yeah.
And like, how are you? Like, that is why I can't stay in basketball. Because then, like, first will go for a shot for a 3-pointer. You tap the wrist after the ball's out, and they call a foul.
I know.
Like, wait, they just got body checked. You're not going to call that, but then you tap them and they go. It's like, come on.
I know.
Just can't stand it.
It was kind of funny. I know we're getting down to it. But did you see the UConn coach cussing at Creighton fans?
Oh yeah, after we beat UConn. Yeah, because someone gave him
like, get the F out. Or
Didn't someone yell at him like, do better?
I don't know. I guess some of the comments I read it's like, I don't know, that's just kind of what the Creighton student section does. And like they used to do it to Jay Wright until Villanova was like number 1 or number 2 in the country. And he would just like give him a wave or give him like you guys got me, like, whatever. And Dan Hurley went the opposite.
Dude, he was so mad. He said, "Wait, he's told Mike to fight, like bring it." Like, he was like, "Come on." Mm-hmm. As a coach, as a player, like, for one, you're a coach, you're a freaking adult man. Like, take it on the shoulder. You're pissed.
You won a national championship last year.
You're pissed. Your
team's
lost.
number 1. You lost.
Just get off the court.
They stormed the court. Whatever.
It is what it is. So yeah, it's Nebraska basketball tonight. They got to win tonight. They got to beat Michigan. Michigan is
Terrible.
just garbage, absolute garbage. How did they still have what's his bucket coach Ron Howard?
He might not even be there by the time.
I'm surprised he's still there.
That could be his last.
Why
game.
are they not firing him?
I don't know.
He's horrible.
He is.
Didn't they get beat like triple point like 3 times they scored the other night? They got absolutely destroyed. I don't even know if they put up 50 points in the game. I think they're
I'm not entirely sure, but
he shouldn't have been a coach this year. He was a bad coach last year.
Nebraska should win tonight and Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah. So 5:30 game night, senior night at PBA. I'll probably be throwing some stuff out there on social media. I'll be watching the game with my father-in-law. So look for that. But hopefully get the win tonight. Women's basketball, they're kind of a shot in the dark. They're kind of 50-50. They have a lot of good players. That Markowski is really good. Obviously, we got Jad Shelley, very good. They have some good players on their team. I watched a little bit of their games. Yeah, I struggle with women's basketball in general, but
I struggle with basketball in general. Women's is,
I don't know.
except Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
She did beat the record at home on senior day.
She just passed Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
It is what it is. She's going to WNBA next year.
No, she's good.
Yeah. Although that shot that she had to break the first record, that was people like, oh, it's from almost half court. I'm like, and it looked like a horrible shot. She just like threw it up.
Yeah, it seemed like
the
showboating a little bit. Like I want to just go make a layup and get it over with.
Go make a layup.
Yeah.
Don't make it fun and exciting for the fans in Iowa. Go ahead and make a friggin' layup.
That's what Iowa would do.
Get your free throws in.
They would
get your free throws in.
Get their punter to kick one inside the one and break a record.
I do have to say something real quick. Yeah, I know that is how she shoots for us. It drives me nuts. It looks horrible. Horrible form. Bad form, Jack. You got it, Brandon. Speaking of Iowa, apparently, you see Brian Ferentz.
I don't know what it's about.
So if a lot of people are like, hell no. Here's the thing. If it's for a tight end coach position, like a lot of people have been saying, a lot of people are like, yeah, that's all right. Keep with the tight ends only, though. Don't touch anything.
The only thing is I think
we don't have any coaching spots open.
I think that Satterfield is moving to not working with quarterbacks, but working with tight ends. So he's offensive coordinator, tight ends coach.
Yeah.
And then
Ferentz could be an analyst. If we have analyst jobs open. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny, though, because obviously he's in Lincoln. Everyone's like, oh, my God. Why is he not here? Yeah. So it's pretty funny. But how funny would it be if he comes and coaches at Nebraska, or he's the analyst for Nebraska, and we go and kick the crap out of Iowa this next year, and Kirk just, he'd probably have a heart attack on the side. I
thought maybe Kirk would be done after letting him go with it. Evidently not.
He's got to be in his last. Doesn't he have like 4 or 5 years left on his contract, though?
I don't know.
He'll retire. Yeah, he'll retire probably this next year. After this next year, after we go and beat them in Iowa City. Anyways, so we are a little bit over our time, dude.
It's all right.
A little bit of a late start, but I mean, really not a whole lot to talk about this time. Just really want to come back. Couple things coming up. So we talked with TJ over Backswing. We're looking to do a March Madness bracket. So 2 average guys, backswing combo. With our brackets. We'll probably do it online, so we'll have some more information coming up soon. We'll throw the brackets out there. We're going to meet with Backswing and talk about a little bit of how we want to do it. And then we'll probably do a live show on that Sunday, that first weekend of basketball as well. To get out there, we'll watch some basketball, throw back some brews, enjoy a good day of basketball, because the first weekend is by far the best. Well, best weekend because there's just a ton of basketball nonstop, and you don't know what to watch, but should be fun. We'll get some more details out there as soon as we have some more details.
Yeah, I mean, those first, obviously, Thursday, Friday, first 2 days of games, they're going to be wild. It's a busy time for me, so I'll be able to go during the day to watch those games. It'll be fun to go backswing and just watch basketball.
Anywhere you can go to watch basketball in just 2 days, even if you don't like basketball.
I know,
but
it is fun. So
that's why it's nice to have double monitors at your desk when you work. So
I'll be driving, so we'll see.
Hopefully, no one at my job is watching. Just kidding. But anyways, it's a good time of year. I love March Madness. I love doing the brackets. I always lose. So that should give you some motivation to enter, because if you enter, you're probably going to beat me. So probably beat Jimmy too. In fact, I think I usually beat Jimmy just by a little bit. So
Those are lies. You sit on the throne.
I do, but it should be fun. So look out for more information. UNO hockey next weekend, basketball this week. We got 2 games, including tonight. Then a couple days from now, Tuesday and Wednesday. Baseball's right around the corner. March Madness is right around the corner. Got a lot of fun things coming up. Spring game. So stay tuned. We'll be back here real soon, probably again in a couple weeks. Be back at Backswing. We'll get some more details about March Madness. Go Big Red. Go Mavericks. I'm Matt.
I'm Jimmy.
We're 2 average guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
We'll see you next time.
You think losing is funny?
Come a-running, boys, don't you hear the noise? Like the thunder in the sky, how it rolls along in a good old song from the sons of Nebraska. Now it's coming near with a rising cheer that'll sweep all foes away. So with all our vim, we're about to win, and we're going to win today. In the days of old, Johnny Bender bold would just take that ball in hand, and with Benedict right in front of him, they would set sail for the land. Then Doc Eager too, with a chosen few, would be
else, just 2 average guys walking around. 2 average
and
guys.
before they quit, they would calmly sit down behind that goal post there. Put a basket in the scarlet, put a basket in the grave. They go through many battles, our colors still are saying so. So in contest and in victory, we will wave them for the team, and we'll always stir a Cornhusker, the scarlet and the green. When the sun is bright and the fields are ripe with the tassel on the corn, you can hear it grow in the evening glow or the hush of early morn. In the stakes so fair, 'tis the very air that inspires us with a zest, that in any fray we will not dismay, but we'll do our level best. For Nebraska and the scarlet, for Nebraska and the cream, though they go through many battles, our colors still are seen. So in contest and in
I'd be surprised if he beats him, but
All right. You know, Marcus Satterfield, almost Marcus Satterfield.